Hello everyone, this is Vortex259. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance. Last time, Cecil and his friends defeated the traitor Bagan and confronted the King of Baron. The king turned out to be an imposter though. The elemental lord of water, Cagnazo, had been posing as King Baron ever since Golbez disposed of the real king when he refused to surrender the Baronian kingdom. After Cagnazo was quickly thrashed, Cid came storming into the throne room, barely escaping from jail. As Cid was taking everyone to the hidden location of his latest airship, the spirit of Cagnazo set off a trap, causing the doors in a small room of the castle to lock and the walls to start moving in on the party. Palom and Porom became the saviors of the day, but they sacrificed themselves by turning into stone statues, which caused the walls to stop closing in. Tella tried to cure them with his Asuna spell, but it had no effect as they became stone statues of their own will. Tella says, "You fools! I am an old man. It was my duty, not yours." Yeah, kind of sad that two children sacrificed themselves so that the adults could live. Yang says, "Forgive me, you two." Tella says, "I will avenge you both. I swear to it." Cid says, "It's time for some payback. To the Enterprise." And Cecil just mumbles to himself, "I'll get you, Golbez." And speak of the devil, meanwhile, far, far away, Golbez is still in the same location as he was before, and Rosa is still tied up with Kain by her side. "He defeated Cagnazo. His power continues to grow." Kain says, "Sire, regarding the last crystal." "I know. Our place remains a problem." "Then by all means, let's have Cecil get it for us." "I'm certain he will comply. After all, we have Rosa. We can exchange her for the last crystal." "A primitive idea, but it just might work, and I will destroy him at the time of exchange." "I shall go to convey your terms to him." But as he's walking off, Rosa calls after him, "Kain!" Kain says, "Rosa, you'll see soon enough that I am superior to Cecil." Yeah, looks like Kain is a little bit jealous of Cecil and his love for Rosa. But back in Baron Castle, Cid is showing Cecil, Tella, and Yang a hidden compartment in a wall in this part of the castle. Cecil says, "I never knew about this." Cid says, "It's been here all along." I guess he's pulling a secret lever, revealing a hidden path. And they're going down a long and narrow corridor. And down this staircase is the secret location of Cid's latest airship. All right. Yang says, "Amazing." Cid says, "Ain't she a beaut? Let's get the Enterprise online." So the name of Cid's airship is the Enterprise, huh? Where have we heard that before? And he's powering her up, and the Enterprise is going to rise up out of the ground behind Baron Castle, and we're going to take to the skies now. We now have an airship. All right. But Cid says, "Battle stations, time to unleash the power of the Enterprise." I guess an enemy airship is approaching. Cecil says, "Wait." Yang says, "What's that?" Tella says, "It's a white flag." Oh, is the enemy surrendering? Here comes the enemy airship. And on board the ship is Kain. Cecil hasn't seen Kain since he got whooped by him back in Fabul Castle. Kain says, "Heh, so, you're still among the living?" Cid says, "Kain, you little maggot." Cecil says, "Where's Rosa?" Kain says, "If you want her back, bring me the Earth Crystal." What? Tellus says, you shameless dog. Kain says, I will come to you once you have the crystal in your possession. And if Rosa means anything to you, you'll get that crystal. Yang says, why, you... Cecil says, wake up, Kain. But Kain says, I have nothing else to say to you. And off he goes. Well, he delivered Golbez's terms, so it looks like we're going to have to get the Earth Crystal and exchange it for Rosa. What a dirty deal. Sid says, that dirty scumbag. Cecil says, Sid, set a course northwest to Troia. Well, we've heard before that the Earth Crystal resides in the kingdom of Troia, so I guess we're going to have no choice but to go there and see if we can take that crystal. Well, we now have access to the airship, and we can fly anywhere over the world if we want to now. In fact, if you wanted to, you could just start exploring in your airship right now. There's several new places you can visit, lots of interesting places. But for now, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and go to Troia Castle, and we'll do those side quests a little bit later. So let's go ahead and have Cecil use his sight spell to bring up the world map, and we'll switch maps here. We're currently located right here at Barren Castle. In order to get to Troia, we want to fly to the northwest, and it's not too terribly far northwest. It's located right about here, so that's going to be our next location. And you know, this music is a little bit too gloomy. I think we need some music to lighten the mood a little bit. Music that is more appropriate for Sid's Enterprise. There we go. Yeah, I like that a whole lot better. So let's head to Troia Castle, off to the northwest. And it shouldn't take us too long to get there at all. In fact, we're already starting to get pretty close, I believe. And there it is, right there. So let's go ahead and land the Enterprise. There we go. Now there's Troia Castle, and it's also got a nearby village. Let's go ahead and visit the castle first. And this is some pretty pleasant sounding music to greet us in Troia Castle. Got a couple of guards at the entrance. This guard says, welcome to Troia Castle. Please make yourselves at home. Alright, I think I will. In fact, can I make myself at home enough to take the Earth Crystal? You wish to know about the crystal? Speak to the clerics inside the castle. The clerics are solemn servants of the gods. Honor them and conduct yourselves properly, understood? Oh, okay, so it sounds like this castle is ruled by some clerics. Here's the first floor of the castle. This guard says a Dancian man drifted into Troia somehow. He claims he's a prince. Oh, could it be Prince Edward? Maybe he's alive. Maybe he's in this castle somewhere. We'll have to look out for him. Troia has never been at war. I don't know how well we could fight to protect Troia if war breaks out. You better start beefing up your defenses. Golbez is on the rampage. This old lady says the clerics are convening in the chamber behind me. Alright. And this lady says, you want me to dance for you? As if. I'm a guard, not a dancer. And this lady guard says, this armor lacks strength but affords excellent mobility. It's also very fashionable. Alright, well here's the second floor of Troia Castle. The 8 clerics are sisters. And this lady guard says, women make far more civilized rulers than men. Alright, well here's the 8 clerics who rule the kingdom of Troia. So let's talk to them. This first cleric says, we have governed Troia for years with the blessing of the Earth Crystal, but now, oh no, what's happened? This cleric says, we will consider lending you the Earth Crystal if you can reclaim it. Oh no, what's happened to the Earth Crystal? Something's happened. This cleric says, if you can recover the crystal, we will allow you to borrow it. Please speak to us once you obtain it. So it looks like we're going to get permission to borrow it if we can reclaim it, but what in the world has happened to it? Oh, Dark Elf. That doesn't sound good. The Dark Elf is weak against metallic weapons. He has set up a magnetic field around the cavern for protection. Has the Dark Elf stolen the crystal? Without the crystal, Troia might become a wasteland again. If you're looking for the Dark Elf, go to the cavern on the northeast islands. Equipping anything metallic inside the northeastern cavern will hamper your movement, so keep that in mind. Yep, the Dark Elf has stolen the crystal, so he must have taken it to his cavern to the northeast of here, and apparently he's weak against metallic weapons. So he's set up a magnetic field, so if we go to try to reclaim it, we can't equip metallic weapons, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Well, let's go do a little bit of exploring back here. In fact, we've got 3 staircases we can go check out. Now, you can go down that first staircase, but there's nothing but a lady guard down there, and she'll ask you if you have permission from the clerics to take the treasures, but we don't have permission yet, so we'll have to come back later to get those. But we can take a few treasures here. In fact, in this pot is a Bacchus' cider. That's an item that will grant you the Berserk ability. And we've got more treasures in here. In fact, we'll just step on that spot in the floor to open up the doors, and they'll consecutively open up as you go through other doors. So let's take 2 tents here. 2 more treasure chests contain high potions. These 2 treasure chests both contain ethers. And the last 2 treasure chests contain ruby rings, which I'm definitely going to hold on to. Alright, let's backtrack here. Unlike most kingdoms, Troia is governed by women. Even all the soldiers are female. I hear Baron is becoming more and more aggressive. I hope they don't attack us. Well, they probably would have already attacked you had your Earth Crystal not been stolen, so they lucked out. Please keep your voice down. There's a sick man resting here. Oh, it's Edward. He's alive. All right. Glad he's not dead. I thought he was fish food. Cecil says, Edward. Edward says, Cecil, you are alive. I'm so relieved. I wish to join you again. Tella says, you cannot help us in that condition, though. You'd only burden us. Wow, I'm amazed that Tella's even speaking with Edward. Edward says, Tella, I can't begin to ask for your forgiveness. Anna died because of me. I can never atone for that. Yang says, Edward, your health should be your greatest concern now. You should get your rest. Edward says, Yang, so we all survived. Where's Rydia? But the expression alone on Yang's face tells Edward what happened to Rydia. Edward says, I see. I wish I had been there to help you out during your battles. Sid says, hey, I heard you took mighty good care of Cecil and Rosa. I appreciate it. Let me repay you. With me and my enterprise, we can rise above anything. Edward says, you must be Sid, the airship engineer. Wait, does that mean we have an airship? Cecil, whatever became of Rosa? Cecil says Golbez proposed a trade. He will return Rosa in return for Troia's crystal. But the crystal lies in the hands of the Dark Elf. The Dark Elf? Cecil, you must take this. What is it? Edward says, this is the only way I can be of any help right now. And we receive Edward's twin harp. That could come in handy. Edward says, Cecil, please, save Rosa. Alright, well it looks like we're going to have to go after the Dark Elf to get the Earth Crystal back and exchange it for Rosa's life. We'll try to do that in our next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today, everyone. This has been Vortex 259. Have a great day. We'll see you again next time.